welcome to TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys. Tonight we said it was a massive challenge for the team. Would we rise up? Would we step up for Quique Setién? A big question for him tonight. Could he overcome it? I'm going to say that Barcelona, we haven't got the job done, we haven't won the game, and it could be a big blow in the title race. It's Barca 0, Sevilla 0. We've dropped points, 2 vital points at that, and with Real Madrid set to play on Sunday, they could close the gap at the top. And of course, if we're level on points at the end of the season, Real Madrid would win the league on the head-to-head record. And that's why tonight, for me, it's a big game. And sadly, we couldn't get the job done. I'm going to try to analyse it in the most objective way possible. Right now, I think we're all feeling the same way. We're frustrated, we're angry, we wanted more. It felt like at times we were so close, but at the same time, so far away. It hurts, no doubt about that. I'm sure that you guys are feeling the same way. But right here and right now, let's discuss a game that was 2 halves. Because this right here, as we said before the game, was how Quique Setién lined up. It was Ter Stegen in goal, Alba and Semedo at fullback, Longley and Gerard Piqué, Busquets in midfield with Vidal. And we said before the game, playing Rakitic there instead of Arthur Melo, it was a big risk. But you know what? I thought Rakitic played very well in that first half, as I'm going to come on to in just a moment's time. You had Braithwaite here out on the left-hand side, who I think today Braithwaite did a lot more of his work off the ball. I think on the ball, he didn't have a great night. He didn't really get on the ball all that often. When he did, he didn't do a great deal with it, and that potentially was why he got subbed. Messi from the right, of course, coming central, and then Luis Suarez at the centre of attack. But the problem was today, I feel, was the subs from Setién. That is where I would have the biggest criticism of Quique Setién today. It was the subs, because we all know by now, you've got 5 chances there, 5 players that you can bring off the bench and have an impact in the game. But you know what? We didn't use them. Not only did we not use all 5 subs, but I felt like the subs that Setién made didn't impact the game in the way that we needed. It was Arthur Melo who came on, but interestingly, it was Braithwaite who went off, which basically meant there that we had more of a 4 across midfield there, with Busquets and Rakitic sitting a bit deeper, with Vidal and Arthur ahead of them, and it was Messi and Suarez then in a central area. And just when you were expecting Suarez maybe to go off, it wasn't that at all. In the end, it was Vidal who went off, Antoine Griezmann came on, and then again, we went to a more 3 in midfield and 3 up top, but again, that didn't really prove any joy either. And then, of course, Ricky Puig came on. Late on, Rakitic went off and Puig came on. But this is what I mean when I say it was really a game of 2 halves. Because I've got to make it absolutely crystal clear, guys, that first half from Barcelona was one of the best first half performances I've seen this season. Admittedly, without a goal, but I thought we played really well. You had Rakitic in midfield, like I say, who I thought that was the best game he's played all season, the best 45 minutes we've seen from him. He was taking risks on the ball, he was passing it forward, he was making runs. I thought the pressing from Barcelona was absolutely outstanding. Now the question would be, are we just not capable of doing that because of the age of the squad, because of where we're at in terms of fitness? Can we not sustain that sort of pressure for 90 minutes? Because the first half we were pressing Sevilla high, they were making mistake after mistake, and they didn't get out of their half. The entirety of that first half we were penning them in, and it looked as though the goal was only just round the corner. And I also have to give a special shout out, not just the first half, but the entire game. What a display from Nelson Semedo. It was absolutely outstanding from him. Not only defensively, he bailed us out on a few occasions there when Sevilla was trying to get on the counter-attack, but going forward, he was brilliant. In that first half, Munir should have been booked about 4 times. You had Reguilon, who's usually brilliant at getting forward, but he couldn't do that because Semedo was so much of a handful on that right-hand side that we completely locked Sevilla down, and he was so impressive. And yet, incredibly, that's one of the players the board are thinking about selling. I mean, obviously, because that's what you do with players who play that well. But that's what I mean. The first half was good. We didn't get our goal. You felt at the time as though we maybe needed to assert that dominance. We needed to create a few more chances. But overall, it was very good and looking nice. However, the problem began then in the second half when immediately Sevilla made that change, and it was Ever Banega who came on there in replacement for Oliver Torres, and it changed the game in an instant. Lopetegui there analysed that first half. He would have had a look at how things were going in that midfield. Sevilla were panicky on the ball. They couldn't play out. They were penned in, and he changed it. He brought Banega on, and suddenly then Sevilla got flowing. The ball was coming through midfield. They were playing passes left and right, and they were able then to get out of their half half and try and spring some counter-attacks and actually try and sustain some attacks. And in that second half, there were some absolutely brilliant saves from Marc-Andre ter Stegen. As always there, between the sticks, he's so dependable. Brilliant save it was from Lucas Ocampos. A strong left hand there, just a steel arm batting the ball away. And he made a really good save as well from Munir, and later in the game there as well from Reguilón, and ter Stegen was brilliant. And that's the thing. Today, ter Stegen recorded his 4th successive clean sheet, which he hasn't done for the entirety of the season so far. And for Barca again, defensively, we were pretty good. Right now, because we have so much of the ball, because we have that control, admittedly, under Setién, our defence has improved, and that's a good thing. But the biggest problem today was, number one, we didn't shoot. We don't seem to want to shoot when we get in good areas. You get to the final third, you play it around, I'm all for playing passes, I'm all for nice build-up, but there comes a time when you're in front of the area there, you've got an opportunity, you've got a small window, just take a risk. Take on the shot. Even Messi today, which is rare for him, didn't have his best game, he didn't seem to want to take on those shots. Yet from free kicks, 25, 30 yards out, we can get it on target. He was forcing Vaclik into saves there, but in and around the box, we didn't seem to want to do it. And even then, as the game went on into the final moments, you're just thinking, put the ball in the box. You're thinking there, have a go on goal. Just do something to try and force a goal. But they didn't. And I never really felt right up until that last minute that Barcelona either had nothing left in the tank, or they just didn't have that urgency today to find that goal. And it seemed, even though towards the end there, that maybe a draw wouldn't be the end of the world for them. And that would be the problem for me. Today, we should have been coming out with a lot of desire to keep this league title in our own hands, to get the win here, to put the pressure on Real Madrid. And the first half was good, but we didn't follow that up. And above all else, I would question Setién. Now, you all know that when Setién came in, I was a big fan. I was looking forward there to see what he could do to this team. And I still do feel as though we have seen improvements. But you can still criticise him. And I will do that now, because I will say how Ansu Fati was kept on that bench there for the entirety of this game. It's ridiculous. We had 5 subs available to us, like I say. We only used 3. And when you're looking for a goal, you needed somebody there who was a bit unpredictable. You needed somebody there, again, to give us that width. Braithwaite went off and we didn't replace that width. And Ansu Fati, he looked like the person who would be tailor-made for this kind of game, looking for spaces, trying to drag Sevilla out of position. He wasn't used, and I was so surprised there that Setién didn't make that move. I was glad to see Ricky come on. I was great to see Puig get in some minutes. So like I say, I do think Setién has made improvements, but he has to come under criticism. Today, we dropped points. The team have to take that responsibility too, because even though in that first half we did show good signs, we have shown improvements, we still needed more. And in that final third, we're not scoring enough. Griezmann came on, didn't really look a threat, didn't really produce anything in front of goal of note when he came on, and Suarez had a massive chance, and it truly was there. How he was left out on the field for the full 90 minutes, I honestly don't know. Even before the game, Setién was saying, he can't play the full game, he's not ready to do that, yet for some reason, we've left him out there for the entire game in the boiling heat of Seville. But it was a massive chance there in the latter stage of the game. It was good build-up play, a brilliant cross in from Jordi Alba. Suarez hits it first time, and it just goes over the bar. That was as close as we got. You felt like that was the chance. If Barcelona were going to score, it is going to be in that moment. Sadly, it didn't happen. But I have to give a shout out as well at the other end for Jordi Alba too, because there he very nearly created a goal. I thought once again today he was good. He didn't always have the options inside the box, but he did look every single time to try and make those cutbacks and try and create something on that left-hand side. But defensively, he actually won us the point here today, because there was a moment there, we had our own corner, we lost possession of the ball, and suddenly it was a massive counter-attack. I'm talking there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Sevilla players all storming forward into our half. We were outnumbered. It looked there as though it was going to be an easy cross across the box and a tap in for Sevilla, but out of nowhere, Alba there using that pace to get back brilliantly and block the ball from coming in, and that was a goal-saving moment from Jordi Alba, which probably gave us the point in the end. But like I say, it's not enough. We wanted more. We needed a win in this kind of game to keep it in our own hands, because now we're going into this weekend, we're going into Sunday, and we're looking at Sociedad. We're thinking there, are you going to help us out? Are you going to produce a performance against Real to take points off them? And we didn't want to go down that road. You don't want to be relying on other teams to help you out, because as we saw the other night, Real, they got past Valencia, dubious fashion, referee there not giving the goal for Valencia, and suddenly then Real turn on the style. That's the problem. When you don't take on that responsibility, when you don't keep it in your other hands, you're relying on other people, and that is not the way to go. Tonight, we didn't take on the shots, we didn't show enough cutting edge in front of goal, and right now in that Barcelona team, where are the goals coming from? Where are the genuine source of goals coming from? Because Griezmann, struggling, Suarez for me, still not fully fit, Messi tonight wasn't quite on it, usually he would provide the goals, but when he doesn't, we need somebody else there. Ansu Fati should have come on, no question in my mind about that, but let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. It's a tough one. After a game like this, coming here, speaking immediately after it, I think tensions, frustrations, they're always very, very high. But look, this was just a game. We wanted to make that statement. We wanted to announce ourselves in this title race under Setién, and I'm just gutted we haven't been able to do that. But still, the season is long. We are still at the top for now. All eyes at the Anoeta for Real Sociedad against Real Madrid. We'll see what happens. And after that, we will try still to win this title. More videos to come, of course, plenty more reaction, and certainly we're going to look further into what went wrong. I will see you then. Thank you as always for your incredible support, regardless of any result. I can always count on you, and I thank you for that, and I will see you soon. Because as always, Visca el Barça!